I am going to discuss how to apply for the CO, what are the requirements, and where to apply. In my presentation, I would be discussing the issuance of a certificate of origin, the document requirements, how to file a certificate of origin, how to become a registered exporter, what is product evaluation and its requirements, and a little bit I would be discussing the AWSC or the ASEAN-Wide self-certification and how to become a certified exporter under ASWC. Last year, there is a CMO passed by the BOC wherein the application for the issuance of certificates of origin is reverted to Export Coordination Division or ECD under the AOCG. Kasi before, it it's the export division concern kung saan ka nag-load ng export mo, doon ka lang mag-apply for the CO. But now it is concentrated with a ECD in order to effectively establish and maintain a comprehensive database of information related to pre-evaluation of exporters and their export products for certificate of origin, issuances purposely was delegated now, temporarily delegated now to the Export Coordination Division. What are the documentary requirements for certificate of origin? Of course, we all know that we need a copy of the export declaration. Export declaration is the declaration wherein the exporters use in loading of their shipments. It is called the authority to load given by the customs authority, which is the BOC, for the loading of their shipments. We also need a copy of bill of lading or airway bill in NAIA or the air shipments. Also, we need the commercial invoice and the packing list. And for those regulated products, you also have to submit the export commodity clearance. Filing of how to file certificate of origin. The exporter or the broker submits a complete certificate of origin with the supporting documents. Ito yung blank form. The unsigned form which states your shipment. Okay, pa-receive nyo yan sa export division, then the receiving clerk receives CO declaration, then the customs operating officer checks completeness, accuracy, and consistency of the data in the CO application. The assistant chief reviews action of the COO or the customs operations officer, and after that, if everything's okay, the chief approves and signs the CO. The releasing clerk should issues the CO reference number, stamps of the Bureau of Customs seal, and other stamps as applicable, segregates the copies of the CO, and give the original to the exporter to be sent to the importing country. Application procedures for certified exporter. How to apply to become a certified exporter. Number one, the applicant submits complete documentary requirements to ECD. Then ECD shall evaluate the application based on the criteria set forth under CMO number 24-2020. If approved, if everything's complete, the ECD shall grant the certified exporter status through the issuance of the written authorization within 15 working days from the date of the receipt of the application. If it is not complete or disapproved, a letter of disapproval duly signed by the Deputy Commissioner AOCG, stating the reasons for the denial will be sent to the exporter. Then lastly, the ECD shall promptly include the required details in the ASEAN AWSC database. And also we have to take note that immediately after the granting of the certificate, a certified exporter status, the following details must be encoded in the ASEAN AWSC database. One is the legal name and address of the certified exporter. Second is the certified exporter authorization number. Third is the issuance date and expiry date of the if applicable, of the certified exporter authorization number. Number 4 is the list of products subject of the authorization, including product description, HS code in 6-digit or AHTN codes. And lastly, list of the authorized signatories and their respective specimen signatures. I will also discuss the process of application for product evaluation report. What is a product evaluation report? For the goods for exportation, it should be evaluated through several export processes to determine their eligibility as basis in the granting of preferential tariff treatment by the importing country as mandated in respective rules of origin. What are the documentary requirements for product evaluation report? So you need to have a cover letter addressed to ECD Chief of Metro for the Metro Manila applicants. Then you also have a manufacturing flow chart and company profile, cost analysis, list of raw materials used, and copy of CO, invoice, or other documents to support the origin of the raw materials. In the pre-evaluation of export products, the client exporter apply for the pre-evaluation and submit all documents to the Export Coordination Division. Then the Export Coordination Division reviews the documents and act on the application within 10 working days. Once approved, the ECD shall generate the issue a product evaluation report, or the PER. In case the application does not qualify with the rules of origin and OCP of like for example, the ASEAN India FTA, the ECD shall send a formal notice to the applicant. In ASEAN, there are 3 options on how to apply for the CO. We can right now there is a manual. There is still manual, the ECO, and the ASEAN-Wide self-certification scheme. Now we are using the ASEAN-Wide self-certification scheme after the 2 pilot projects were already done. The first project involves only 3 countries, and the next with additional countries involved, and now it is ASEAN-Wide self-certification scheme. In the AWSC, certified exporter are the manufacturers and traders. The origin declaration are commercial invoice and other commercial documents. In the information in the origin declaration, the combination of 2 SCPPS as listed in the minimum data requirements are to be found. Authorized signatories are 10 persons per company. Exchange on information of certified exporters are given through a secured CE website. Third country is also allowed in AWSC. And the ASEAN self-certification scheme, the client exporter applies for CE status and submits all documentary requirements stated under the CMO 24-2020 at the ECD. Next, the ACD evaluates the application using BOC's internal process and input the details of the exporter in the AWSC database. Once certified exporter status has been granted, ECD issues the customs authorization number to the exporter. Then the exporter or the client may now declare an origin declaration to be made out on the commercial invoice for transmittal to the importer for processing to customs authority of the importing country. The competent authority may grant certified exporter status subject to this criteria, which must be met in accordance with the domestic laws and regulation of the exporting member state. The exporter should be registered in the exporting member state. He has to have extensive knowledge on ATIGA ROO, and she has to be an experienced exporter. They must have no record of ROO fraud. He must be of good compliance measured by the risk management rules. He must have a sound bookkeeping and recording keeping system. And for traders, he must have a manufacturer's declarations. Each ASEAN member states may apply additional requirements which they consider appropriate. So this is it. If for further questions, you may call us at these numbers, and also we have social media in Twitter and Instagram. Thank you very much.